So we're still going to bounce, just it's not as strong of a bounce. So you can see we got into those levels. We've got a big residual plotted, and you can see those. It was green and red there. So that means we can short. Obviously, you see how late that was. It actually got plotted here at 5:25, 5:40, which is there. And I'll just mark it ordered for the short, which is way too late. You can see if you're quick on the execution, you get a short-term move, which we can predict with a high probability. Yeah, so we can only predict a short-term move with high probability. So that one, it went from 40 to 25 in a few seconds. Obviously, we don't know if it's going to keep dropping, but you just need to be a bit faster on the execution. So we'll see if this one actually carries on going. If not, I'll wait for another one and try and be quicker with the execution. Eventually, I think I'm going to automate it. So as soon as you see something like this, it will enter short right there. So on the 10-second chart, it will be right in the wick. I'll show you what this looks like on the 1 minute. So it would have been right in that 1 minute wick. And we'll see if we can just take profit somewhere. But all we're doing is just quantifying the order book dynamic using C# or NinjaTrader, and just using the filter to take trades from. So this is updating on every event. So on my previous versions, I was using time-based events. So depending on your settings, I used to use every 100 microseconds. It will update the trade signal. But now I use a different system which updates on every event. So instead of updating on a clock, it only updates when there's a significant movement in price and it reaches a threshold, and then it will update. So sometimes it's actually faster than every 100 microseconds, sometimes it's slower, just depends on the volatility. So it's always adapting based on the current volatility. So it's a slight improvement from what I had a few weeks ago. And this is all adjustable as well. So I've increased the residual threshold to 3 points, but you can have it lower or higher if you want. So if you have it higher, the pink line has to reach wider threshold before it triggers a trade signal. Um, I've just found that 3 is a good go between for the volatility, because you don't want it too low, otherwise you'll be having signals all the time. You don't want it too high because you won't get enough signals. 3 is a nice figure to use on NQ. But if the volatility is really high around sort of market open and news, then you could increase this so you don't get any false signals. So you can see how it filters out all the trades, tell you when not to trade. Both of these have to pass the filter for a signal to trigger, but you don't need to watch this because this is just, it's updating. You see how fast it's updating every few microseconds. It's updating, but you can just watch this indicator until you get a line like that at a level of liquidity. So it's down to you to decide which ones you want to take. You can't just take anything. So if we get up to these levels for a short, you can short from there. You can see this on ES. Got some liquidity coming in above. That doesn't mean it's going to stay there because it can always be pulled before we actually get there. But these are good levels to short from on both indices, because if we do get into a large level of liquidity on either NQ or ES and we can't get through it, we can look for a move to go short, and the entry signal just comes from the indicator. So we actually had another one here. So we are getting entry signals to go short here. My entry was just terrible with the market entry. That's fine.